Hi, welcome back. My name is Henry Waters. If this is your first time in this channel, you haven't subscribed yet, do so by hitting that red subscribe button and turn on your notification icon bell so when I release new video, you'll be the first to see it. Okay. All right. In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create user registration form with email verification and Google reCAPTCHA version 2. Okay, this is an advanced user registration form with a lot of validation and also strong password strength. Okay, be sure to watch this video from the beginning to the end. I'm sure you're going to learn a new thing, so don't skip it. Okay, I know it's going to be a long video, but just stick with me. All right, let's dive right into it. Okay, these are my starter file. This is my CSS folder where I have my style.css. This is my database folder where I have my database connection. This is my PHP mailer folder where I have the script that's been required for sending of the email. Okay, this is my confirm.php. This is where I'll be confirming if the user actually verified their account. Okay, which will be updated in the database. This is my mailer.php. This is where I will have the PHP mailer example script. And finally, my registration page where the user will register and have an account. Okay, I'll be showing you where I got this PHP mailer folder from GitHub. Okay, as we go along with the tutorial, I'll be heading over to my text editor now. Okay, this is the script I have for my database connection, localhost with port number 3308 according to my MySQL database. Then username of root, no password, then user underscore registration database name. Okay, when we head over here, that is what we have, database name of what, user underscore registration. Then database table is what, users. This is how the structure looks like. Okay, if you need it, you can have a look at it. All right, so when we head back here, this is my style.css where I have my stylings. Okay, then when we head back to my browser, this is how the form looks like. Okay, when we head over to this register page, that is what I have. All right, this is the form. The first one is the last name, okay, with name, L name. All right, this code here will echo anything that the user enters in the form field. All right, the same thing is done here, the same thing is done here, so that if there's any error, the user won't have to be inputting all the data all over again. At least it will save them some time. Then this is my email address with name, email. Remember, the first name is F name, phone number, phone name with name. Okay, password with name of what, password. Confirm password with C password, then agreement policy, type checkbox with name checkbox. Okay, then our sign up with name submit button, type submit. Okay, all right. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do here is to start writing our code. Okay, so I'm going to first define a variable, call it result. Okay, this variable will echo if there's any error or successful message. Okay, I will just come down here and echo it. And don't forget, this form has an action of empty, means once the form is being submitted, the script will be read here. Okay, you can as well write the name of this file down here, but I usually leave it empty. So this is where I'll be echoing the result, echo at result. All right, so that's where we'll be needing that. So next thing up, I will use an if statement. If is set function underscore post. All right, submit. Yeah, remember our sign up button has a name of what, submit, so that's what we have there. All right, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to include my database. Okay, With my database, folder name is database, then my db.php. All right, so here I'll be defining all the data that is in the form field now. So according to here, the first one is last name. Sorry. So head back and define a variable of what L name. Okay, my SQLi underscore real escape string, database connection variable, then our post global post variable of what L name. Okay, so when we get head back here, remember the name is what L name, so that's where it's being picked up. The same thing as what we'll have in database. Okay, so I'm going to just copy that, duplicate it. So the second one we have is fname. I think the next thing we have is email with the name of what? Email. Alright, your variable, you can give it any name you want. Next thing we have is phone number with index name of what? Phone number. Then password. Okay, let me check what I have for the next one. So after password, what I have is confirm password with name of what? C password. Okay, so just give it name of what? C password. So I gave the index name the same name as the variable. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to validate. Okay, leave it as comment, validate the password. Okay, I want it to have a very strong password. Okay, in that way, to have an uppercase, a lowercase, the password will also have a number and also a special character. So to do that, we're going to use preg-match function. Okay, so I'll find a variable, call it uppercase, then preg underscore match function. So add an @ so this preg-match function means that it will have an uppercase. Your password must contain an uppercase. Okay, then pass the variable password. Then I'll define another variable, call it lowercase. Then I'm going to copy this, paste it there, then change this to small letters. Okay, this will check for lowercase character. The next one is number. It must have a number. Okay, copy that, add a number between 0 and 9. Right, then finally I'll define a variable for the special character, call it special chars. Okay, all right, for special characters must have this. Okay, this one will check for special characters. Okay, now I'll be needing date so that when the user creates an account, so I'll use a function of date underscore default time zone set. Right, so If you're in Africa, you write Africa / the name of your city. Okay, you can get everything from php.net, right? If you come to this page, you're going to get everything. If you're in America, you use the default time zone of America, then Los Angeles. Okay, if you are in Ghana, use time zone of Africa / Accra. Okay, so I'm in Nigeria currently, so I'll use Lagos. Okay, in that way you can be able to get the accurate time zone. All right, so I'll define a variable, call it date_created, then date function. Big M means month, day, year, and at. So I'm going to copy this backward slash, put it here and there. All right, then I'm going to add hours, minutes, and seconds, then time function. All right, so next thing I'm going to work here is to get the reCAPTCHA, because our form contains what is called Google reCAPTCHA, so that robots won't be able to pass through. Okay, in order to avoid that. So to do that, we need to head back here. Okay, I'm going to leave these links in the description box. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. So what we'll be needing is the secret key. Okay, we'll be needing the secret key, the response key, the user IP, the Google API URL, and so many other things. All right, but before then, I think okay, I'm going to move over to this checkbox. All right, we'll be needing this script. Okay, I'm going to copy that and put that just below the end of the close of the body tag. Okay, so we'll be needing that. We'll copy that right there. Okay, as well, we're going to be needing this reCAPTCHA class. Okay, we'll be needing that in our form. So I'm going to paste it just right here where I just commented. Remember, we need to add our side key. So in order to get our side key, before you can be able to get your side key or secret key, you need to come over to here. I'll leave this link in the description box and create a new site. Okay, in order to create it, you need to fill out this form and always choose reCAPTCHA version 2. Okay, this is what I have here. I've already done that. I labeled it with this name, reCAPTCHA version 2. Domains, I just left it at localhost. You can leave your domain name, your real online domain name as well. Then click on verify the reCAPTCHA. Then unclick this. Just fill out this field. When you click on save, you're going to get the your site key and secret key as well. So look at my site key here. I've already done this, so I'll be pasting it right here. Okay, I'm pasting it right here. So when we scroll up now, I'm going to define a variable, call it secret key. Okay, so I need to get my secret key. I need to copy that, or just click this to copy that, paste it there. All right. So next thing what I'll be needing is let me head back. Okay. So we're going to verify the user's response. Okay. All right. We'll be needing this, the reCAPTCHA response post parameter. All right. So we'll call it response key. Okay. So I'm going to just copy this. All right. Okay. It's in a post parameter. So we're going to use a global variable of what? Post. All right, so the next thing we're going to be needing is the remote IP address. Okay, so look at the post parameter. All the post parameter we'll be needing: the secret, the response, and the remote IP. So I'll define a variable, call it user IP. Then we can get our IP address using the server global variable. Okay, so we get our remote address. Then I think we'll need our URL as well. So to get the URL, you need to use this API, Google API URL. So I'm going to copy that and paste it there. Okay, paste it there. All right, we're going to pass a variable or what secret in this URL. Okay, it has to be the same secret, response, and remote IP. So secret, then we'll pass our variable secret, then end response, going to pass our variable response key, then remote IP, then pass our variable user IP. All right, remember all this name has to be tally with this. Okay, all right, remember when we the response is this. Okay, that's the response in JSON object. So next thing I'm going to do here is to get the file content. So I'll define the variable name of what? Response. So it's file underscore content. So I'm going to pass the variable of URL. Okay, so I'm going to get the content from Google API, or reCAPTCHA API. Then same variable response. We're going to use a JSON underscore decode in order to decode into an object property. Okay, and access the data that we need. All right, so when we var dump, use a variable var underscore dump this response. When we var dump this, this is what we're going to get. Okay, so we're going to check for this success. Okay, later in our code, so we can be able to be sure that the user made use of the reCAPTCHA. Okay, checked on the box. So I'm going to comment that right down. So next thing I'm going to do is to now use if statements and validate our form field. So first thing I'm going to use here is to use if statement. Now check if the data are empty is equals to empty. Okay, I'll be needing this. This means all. Okay, then so I'm going to copy this, paste it there, call it this first name. So I'm going to do this for email, phone number, password, and also confirm password. Okay, that's what I'm be checking. So I'm going to do that. So this will be email, phone number, variable, password, then C password. All right. So if any of those variables are empty, that if the user forgot to fill it out, it will echo this bootstrap div. So it's going to echo this out. Sorry, going to assign it to a variable of what result. Okay. All right, that's what's going to happen. So this result will always be echoed here. All right, so the response will be please check your inputs, all fields are required. So next thing we're going to use an else. Then if okay. So this pragma function means if either the last name or the first name variable entered, if their name must contain only letters and white spaces. Okay, if it contains any numbers, it will echo an error. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, paste it there, and change the text. So this should be last name or first name should contain only letters, because obviously I don't know anybody's name that contains numbers, all right, except username, but that's not what we want. So I'll just give an example Williams. All right, so that is just that. So else if I'm going to check for the email, so I'm going to use a filter underscore variable. So I'm going to check for the email now, then use the filter validate email. So when it checks it, if the email is not valid, it will echo an error. Okay, so the error will be what you entered an invalid email format. All right, so next thing up, I'm going to check here. I'm going to check for the phone number. Okay, I'm going to check if the phone number is valid, and also check the string length, because usually phone number is not supposed to be less than 5 characters. Okay, so Okay, also this condition checks for a valid phone number. Okay, if you entered maybe a letter, it will echo an error. This means if this is valid, okay, or if the string length of the phone number entered is less than 5 characters, then it will echo an error. So the error will be your phone number is not valid. Your phone number is not valid. Okay, must be a numeric character and not less than 5 digits. All right. So next I'm going to check now is to check. So I'll use else if. I'm going to check if the password matches. Okay, the password entered by the user. So if the password is not equal to confirm password, then echo this error. So I'm going to change the text and name it your password does not match. All right, so what else can we check now? Okay, I think it's the right time to check the strength of the password now. So I'm going to use an else if again. Else if it's not uppercase, if the password is not uppercase, copy this or if it's not lowercase. Remember, all this variable is coming from what we assign to this. Okay, look at what we defined it as. This is the pragma function it to be checking as we did earlier. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this and paste it there, and there. So after lowercase, I want to check if it's number. It's a number, and check if it's a special character. Then I think what else we need to check here? We need to check the length of the password. Okay, so the string length function pass the variable password. So as you can see, this is a very strong password validation. Okay, if it's less than 8. All right, so that's what's going to show. Else is going to echo this error. All right, so it's going to enter this error. So the error will be password must be 8 character in length with at least one upper case and lower case letter, one numeric and special character. Okay, I may give an example so that the user will know what to do. Just give a password of king for life plus. Okay, so that is it. So what else can we check? So if we look at the form, we've checked for the password, so we're going to check for the agreement policy. Check if the user checked this box now. So I'm going to use an else if statement. If it is empty arch underscore post global variable. If the checkbox with name check, but remember the name we have here is what? Checkbox. The name is what? Checkbox. So that is it. So if that is not correct, sorry, copy this, paste it there. So the error will be check the box, okay, to agree to our site policy. All right. So now else. Okay, now what else can I check here? I'm going to check if the email the user entered is already in our database. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to define a variable, then our database connection variable. This archcom is coming from here. Remember we included our database. Then query function. Okay, then our SQL query is select ID from users. Remember our table, our database has users table. All right. So select users where email is equals to arch email, whatever the email the user entered. All right. So that's what it's going to check. All right. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake here. I'm supposed to add this exclamation mark. This means if it's not or if it is not. Okay, that's what that means. So now I'm going to use an if statement here. If the SQL number underscore rows, okay, is greater than 0. Okay, that means if this email is actually in the database, that's what I checked for. Remember, this is the users table. Okay, when it checks this email index field, if it's greater than the 0 what was fetched, that means if it exists in the database, then we are going to echo an error telling the user that the email already exists. Okay, right. So our response will be what? Email already exists in the database. All right. So that is it. So what else am I going to check here now? I'm going to use an else if statement now. Okay, I'm now going to check for the Google reCAPTCHA. All right, I'm going to check. I've checked for this policy. I'm going to check if the user. So let me refresh this first. Okay, right. The Google reCAPTCHA is now showing. So I'm going to check if the user solved the reCAPTCHA. Okay, if you click on that. So I'm going to use. Remember, when this response, okay, when it is the dump, this is what the response will be. Okay, I'm going to check for if it is successful. That's success. All right, so I'm going to use, so okay, my condition here, if it is not, because what I want to check is error. So if it is not the response variable, then access the object property. I'm going to check for this success. So if this condition is not true, I'm going to echo this and change the text. Um, check the box to ensure you are not a robot. Okay, whatever you want to put there, you can also say your Google reCAPTCHA is not solved, something like that. So I'm going to do an else. So now, okay, I want to create what is called the user's registration ID. Okay, there's different ways you can do that. All right, so I'm going to do it in my own way. Just a unique ID for the user. So I want the length to be about 8 characters. Okay, I define that length 8. Then I define a variable. Let me just call it code. Then use a function string to upper. This will convert the string to uppercase character. Okay, this function. Then I will use a substring now. Substring function. So I'll be making use of MD5 function. Okay. Then this will give me a unique width. Okay, I'm going to pass a time function so that in that way I won't get a wrong the same ID. Okay, to be unique. So in this so in this I'm going to be adding for substring. This is my string. After that, what I will have is where I want it to start. Okay, I want it to start from the first letter or digit or character, then end at this length that we defined. Okay, end at 8 characters. All right, I hope that is understood. Then I'm going to define a variable and call it final code, whatever you want to name it. Maybe I want to pass a variable. Let me just pass this equals to mark variable. Concatenate the arch code. Okay, you can play around with this anyhow you want it to be, but the major reason is for it not to be the same, because every user that have created accounts should have a unique ID. All right, so I pass this arch code into this final code. I concatenated that. Okay, so I will define another variable, call it user underscore reg. Okay, you can as well just pass the last name, concatenate that with the final code. Okay, I think that will be unique enough. All right, next thing I'm going to need here is the token. Okay, we'll be needing that so that when the user wants to confirm their email, it will check for the token. Okay, so that it only be confirmed in the right email address. So I'm going to define a variable, call it token, and add any string. Okay, you can add any string from your keyboard, just any string, small letters. All right, after that, you can put it in capital letters as well. add any string. Can as well add full numbers and probably special characters as you want. Okay, whatever you want to add, you can add that there. All right. So just anything, okay? So next thing, I'm going to define another variable called the token underscore one, and I will shuffle this down, shuffle, so it will get the string in random. Okay, I'll pass the token variable there. So this string underscore shuffle will shuffle this and pick out in random. So I'll find another variable, we'll call it final underscore token. All right, I'll now use a substring function in order to pick the number of characters that we need. Okay, so I'll pass the variable. The first part, there are three parameters in substring function. Okay, the first parameter is the string, the second one is where you want it to pick it. Okay, the third one is the length. All right, so the first one is the string, so I'll pass this token underscore one variable. Then the second parameter, I want it to start from 0. Then the third parameter, I want it to pick only 10 characters. Okay. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is to hash the password. Okay. So in that way, even if any user gets to have an access to the database, the user won't be able to know your password. Okay. This is highly secured user registration. So I'll find a variable hashed password. Okay, and I'll use a function called password underscore hash. Okay, I'll now pass the variable of what password. This is what we want it to hash. And what type of algorithm we need? There's password underscore default. There's password underscore bcrypt. There are also password underscore argon. Okay, whichever one you want, but I'll be making use of password underscore bcrypt. Okay, that's what I like using. Although argon is the most secured one. So what I'll be doing now is to insert our query now to the database. Okay, so define a variable, call it xul, and archcon. Okay, then we're going to query our database now. So our SQL query will be what? Insert into what table? Users. That's the table we have there. And so the table we have there is last name. Remember, it needs to be accordingly. Okay, it needs to be accordingly last name, first name, email, phone number, password, email, all that. And our ID is increment, so we don't need to do that. Insert anything there. It increases. So first name, last name, email, phone number, password, then email underscore status. Okay, the index name must be the same. It must be the same. All right, then token. Okay, what else do we have there? After token, we have reg underscore id and date created. So reg underscore id, then date underscore created. All right, so values, okay, our values that will be inserted is what? Okay, these are our values. Remember, the variable is coming from what we have from here. Okay, what all we defined: last name, first name, email, phone number, then hashed password. So what we'll be inserting to the database is the hashed password, this password that is being hashed. Okay, then the email status, we insert it to be 0. Okay, this I'll be needing this, okay, in my other code to know whether the user actually verified their email. Okay, then the token will be final token, the user reg, and also the date created. Okay, all this variable. User reg is coming from here. Date created is coming from this variable. All right. So that is it. Okay. So now I'm going to check if this is properly inserted. So I'm going to use an if statement now. So if the patch SQL is true, that means if it was inserted, what am I going to do? I'm going to include my mailer.php file. All right, that is what I'll be doing. I'll include my mailer.php file. Okay, so when we move over to our mailer.php file, we are going to be going to our browser. Okay, okay, yeah. All right, I will leave this link in the description box below. All right, so I'll be copying out this PHP mail example scripts. I'll leave the link for you. So I'm going to paste that right here and make the necessary changes that we'll be needing. All right, so the changes that we'll be needing here is to change the enter our SMT protocol, which is what XSL, and the host is here. You're going to enter your server host name, okay, whatever your server host name is. All right, mine is mail. It usually comes with mail dot your domain name dot your extension name. So mine, I'll be making use of affiliates.com. All right, then SMT port number for SSL, it is 465. Okay, all these values are from cPanel. Okay, from your cPanel account, that's where you get it. Then you enter your email ID. So if you log into your cPanel, if you click on email account, when you scroll down, it will bring you up to this page, and click on this create email if you have not. Okay, once you click on that, you will have this. Okay, you fill out your username, password, and everything. Once you create it, you'll generate your email ID and password as well. So I have email ID of what support, which I've already created at affiliates.com. All right, so next thing up is the password. So the password I have there at the moment is what? Viral scale 247 at 1. Okay, I'm going to change this, okay, for security reasons, but for this tutorial I'll leave it open. So yeah, we're going to enter our email address here again. So support at affiliates.com. Then what other changes do we need to make here? Okay, remember what we usually echo here is result variable. So I'm going to change all this to results. Okay, results. So it will tally with our code result. Then result as well. Okay, I'm just gonna close this. All right. So if his mail is not sent, okay, we are going to echo an error. Let me just copy this, echo this error. Please try again. And echo, please try again. An error occurred. Maybe you can put contact the admin, okay, if the mail was not sent. All right, so now we're going to do the same here, and account created successfully for here, else account created successfully. All right, please verify your email. Okay, so I'm going to change this bootstrap class from danger to success. Okay, change it to success. So when we scroll down, so from this means the email where the message will be coming from. Okay, I'll leave it at the same. Then the name of the sender will be Vara. You can put your name, your brand name there, Vara Skill 247. Then subject will be what? I'll change that to please verify your email. Okay. Then the body, okay, I need to clean this and do some changes to the body. So I already have the mail body. Okay, so I'm going to just paste it here. Okay, this mail body has an HTML code in it. So this will pick up the user's last name, okay, from this form right here. Pick up the user's last name, first name. See how I concatenated them. Then the text, then the URL. Since I'm working with local host, that's why I have localhost here in a registration folder, just like I have here this registration folder. Then confirm.php, this file, although I don't have anything there yet. And as you can see here in this URL, I appended the email variable here. Okay, then the token as well, the final token. Okay, this is what I'll be checking once the user wants to verify it, okay, in my confirm.php file. All right, so that is what it is. Save that now, then move over to my confirm.php. All right. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is to create a custom function. I'll call it redirect. Okay, redirect. Okay, header function now. Location, member register .php. Okay, this is just a constant function. I'll be making use of it. Okay, before I forget, if you don't know, just in case if you don't know, this confirm.php, this is where the user, once they have clicked this link from their email, this is where they'll be redirected. Okay, confirm.php. Okay, so if you're on a live server, I will say that again, you need to put your domain name here. Okay, right, you need to put your live this thing. Okay, and exit. So I'm going to define a variable that will be echoing any error or successful confirmation. Okay, I will just echo it here too. Echo arch message. Okay, then include my database connection and my database. Okay, all right. If you have gotten to this level and you have gotten value and you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please do so and subscribe to this channel. So when I release new videos, you'll get the notification. All right, and also like this video if you have gotten value from it. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get the and define the variable, okay, to get the email that is being appended in this URL, okay, from the user's email address. That's what I'm doing here. I'll do the same for token because that's the two variable that was passed. Okay, token, then token. Okay, sorry, final token. Okay, change this to call it final, but it doesn't matter anyway. Just leave it at final token. So next thing, the condition I'm going to be using is an if statement. Okay, first of all, I'm going to check if it is not is set. Okay, if it's not is set the email, or so I'm going to use this or if it's not is set again. Alright, this is going to check for the token. I think there's too many. Alright, so redirect function now. So this means if it doesn't get the email once clicked and the token from the URL, it will redirect this function. This function will play out. That means the user will be redirected back, meaning that the user has not created an account. Okay. Then else, I'm going to check if the user have already verified their email. Okay. Just want to make sure that this is properly validated. Okay. Then as MySQL query now select ID from users table where clause where my email is equal to what arch email. Okay, so this email will be coming from here, what was got from the URL, and I'm going to check for the token as well. Token, the token is empty. Okay, I'll leave it at empty. From my form here, the token was inserted. Okay, I'll just leave it at empty here, because when I'll verify it, I'll empty the token in order to avoid injection. And email status, email underscore status is equal to 1. Okay, remember here on my email status is 0. What was inserted is 0. When I verify it, I'll add 1 there. So this will also check if it was already been added. If I've already emptied the token, that means truly I have verified the account. Okay, so if function query num underscore rows, if it is greater than 0, if the number of rows fetched there is greater than 0, archcon, sorry, if it's greater than 0, I'm going to echo an error here, so I'm just going to copy this bootstrap code. And remember, the variable that we are working with is message msg, so I'm going to change that to message. Okay, and change the text as well. So the text will be, your email has already been verified. Okay, all right, what next? Else just going to else SQL archcon So this will check also if the email is not verified. Okay, before we can now update our database verifying it. Okay, so select ID from users where email is equal to match email and token is equal to match token. So what I'll be passing there is final token. Okay, and email status is equals to 0. Okay, this shows that it is not verified yet. Okay, that's what I'll be checking. Then if statement, so I'm just going to copy this, just copy this right there. So if change this to SQL, if the number of rows is greater than 0, that means if what was fetched has these characteristics. Sorry, this is and okay, if it has it, then I will update the database to activate the account. So I'm going to query function update users set email status equal to 1. Okay, comma, then token equal to empty. Okay, as you can see, this is where I emptied the token, where email is equal to what? Email. All right. So if you look at this first query, you see that it's almost the same thing with this. So if it has this property, that means it has already been verified. So that's why I did that first. So I'm now going to change this text to what? Your email has been verified. Verified. You can now log in. Okay, so that is it. I can as well put an else statement just in case if any other thing happens, just redirect the user. Okay, so I call this function again. So this function has this condition inside it, okay, to redirect the user back to member-register.php. All right, so I think that is it. We're now going to go to our browser and test our code. Okay, before I test the code on my browser, I'll quickly run through this script just to be sure I didn't make any mistake anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to head over to here, to the mailer. This is not supposed to be there. And quickly check that out. Okay, I forgot to add the destination where the email will be sent. Okay, the email will be sent from the email the user entered. So I'll add the variable email. Okay, sure everything is fine. Then check this out too. Okay, there's a mistake in the spelling here. It's supposed to be password double S. Okay, scroll down. Okay, that's double S there too. All right, I think it's looking good now. So now head over to my browser. Remember, this is my database table. So that is it. So I'm going to test it right now. Okay, I'm going to push this button now. All right, as you can see, it says please check your input. All fields are required. So I'm going to fill out the fields now. Okay. And let me just add a number here and check that again. As you can see, your last name or first name should contain only letters. Example, Williams. See? Okay, let me just remove the dot sign in the email address and know whether if the email is properly validated as well. So I'm going to check that too. You entered an invalid email format. Good. Okay, let me just add the alphabet to this number and see what will happen. Your phone number is not valid. It must be a numeric character and not less than 5 digits. Good. Okay. So I'm going to enter wrong password now and see what happens. Your password does not match. Good. Okay, let me just enter only one alphabet like A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A. Check that. Password must be 8 characters, okay, in length with at least one uppercase and lowercase letter, one numeric and a special character. Example this. All right, so I'm going to put that. All right, and okay, let me just copy this in case if I need it. Push on. Check the board to agree to our site policy. So you can see this board is not checked. So I'm going to paste that password. Paste that password. Click on submit again. The reason why I'm doing this, I want to be sure that it's properly validated. This is an advanced user registration form. Remember, if you need this source code, let me know in the comment section. I'll send it to you, okay? I'll give you a link where you can download it. So we didn't check the bus, so that's why we got that error. So now we're going to send the email. Hopefully it will work out now. Okay, it wants us to solve some captcha. Good. Now everything looks fine now. So I'm going to click on sign up. Yes, account created successfully. Please verify your email. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to check my database now to be sure that the data were inserted. Good, it was inserted as I can see here. All right, so email underscore status is 0. Token is this, and this is my user registration ID and the date created, as you can see. So I'm supposed to receive an email, okay, in my inbox. All right, guys, if you have gotten value from this, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, okay, in this tutorial. If you need the source code as well, let me know in the comment section. I'll send it to you. All right, this is my email. I got the mail. It says please verify your email. So it's looking good, guys. So that is what I want to do now. I want to verify my email. Okay, this is what I have. Hi, here, Waters Henry. Please verify your email to activate your account. So if I verify my email according to what I have in my code here, if it is verified, I will now set the email underscore status to 1, then empty the token where the email is supposed to add email. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click on this, click on that. Okay, I have an error. On line 11. Okay, my line 11 is supposed to have a closing brace brackets. I think that is it. Right, it's looking good now. So I'm going to try that again. Click on here. Yes, your email has been verified. You can log in now. Right, guys, I hope you get that. So I'm going to go over to my database and check if this email status is set to 1 and also empty this token. Okay, so I'm going to refresh that, and yes, it did. All right, so that's why I have that. All right, if you got value from this, please don't forget to subscribe. All right, and also give a thumbs like. Okay, what if I click this again? If the user should click this again, what will it say? Your email has already been verified. As you can see, my code is more advanced and it makes sense. If you need it, let me know. Thank you for watching. If you have gotten up to this stage, I know it's a very long tutorial, but at least I'm sure you learned a new thing. And if you need the source code, once again, please let me know. I'll send it to you, or I'll leave a link for where you can download it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. My next tutorial on this course will be user login form in PHP. Okay, just stick with me. All right, should in case you want to know how I got the PHP mailer folder files, it is here. I will leave the link in the description. If you come here, you leave it at the stable version 5.2, click on this code and download the zip file. When you download it, you rename it to your PHP mailer folder, rename it to this, okay? And you are good to go. All right, bye bye.